10 most expensive works of art. Hey everyone, welcome to our channel. If you're new here, welcome, and consider subscribing to my channel and click that little bell notification below. Art and its beauty is subjective, but some artworks can be worth billions. So have you ever considered how much the most expensive painting in the world costs? Many paintings created by the old masters before the 19th century are housed in museums where the public can view them. So they are priceless indeed. Are you curious? Then sit back, relax, and watch the whole video. Because today, we'll learn about more of the most expensive paintings ever sold. Number 10. Adele blotchbauer II by Gustav Klimt. Adele blotchbauer II is an affluent Vienna socialite and Klimt's patron, as well as his close associate. Klimt depicts Adele blotchbauer II as a vertical tower in the center of the composition. She wears a black hat, an off-white dress with a blue sash and shrug, and darker designs on the lower half of the dress. She is standing on a purple patterned floor next to a vibrant paneled background with pinks, greens, and floral motifs in the center. Maria Altmann, Adele's husband's niece, purchased Adele's portraits in a trial in January 2006 after the Nazis stole them during World War II. Following that, Oprah Winfrey paid $88 million for it. Finally, in 2016, Oprah sold the masterpiece to an anonymous Chinese bidder for $150 million. Number 9. La Femme d'Algiers version O by Pablo Picasso. La Femme d'Algiers version O by Cubist mastermind Pablo Picasso sold for an incredible $179.3 million in May 2015 at a Christie's auction. Inspired by the Orientalist painting The Woman of Algiers in their apartment by Eugene Delacroix. This version is part of the Gans family 15-piece collection, the last of which was completed in 1955. The image depicts Algerian concubines in their harem smoking hashish or opium with a hookah. This particular painting is regarded as the series' masterpiece. Christie describes this painting as a phenomenon because of its Cubist references, a response to the artist Delacroix's work, and an echo of Matisse's work. It's almost considered a new painting style. The buyer, like so many others, has remained anonymous, but some in the art world believe it was Qatar's former Prime Minister, Hamad bin Jassim bin Jabbar Al Thani. Number 8. Pendant Portraits of Maarten Soolmans and Eugène Kopiet by Rembrandt. This is Rembrandt's first full-length portrait. It's a portrait of a high-class, newly married couple. Soolmans and Kopiet were both married in 1634 and represented a Dutch wedding. Even though the subjects were painted separately, they have frequently been displayed together in numerous collections in Amsterdam and Paris. Their size is also significant in Rembrandt's oeuvre. This one was purchased jointly by the Rijksmuseum and the Louvre Museum. They have always displayed this pair of paintings separately. This famous work of art will be worth $206 million in 2022. Number 7. Number 6 Violet, Green, and Red by Mark Rothko. You don't need a picture to visualize this painting because the title's self-explanatory. The abstract work number 6 was created in 1951 by Russian-American painter Mark Rothko. This violet, green, and red painting was privately sold for $186 million in 2014, setting a record high for the artist and making it one of the most expensive paintings ever. Given inflation, this famous work of art will be worth $213 million in 2022. Rothko's painting was sold to Russian billionaire Dmitry Rybolovlev by art dealer Yves Bouvert, known for his canvases with vibrantly colored rectangular shapes. Rybolovlev is suing Bouvier because he believes he was misled about the price of the artwork. Number 6. Number 17A by Jackson Pollock. Unlike Pollock's drip painting series, this one is one of the most expensive paintings ever sold. The painting is a drip painting made by splattering oil paint onto a horizontal surface on a fiberboard. An avid art collector, Kenneth Griffin paid $200 million to David Geffen for this masterpiece. It was completed 1 year after Jackson Pollock's drip technique was introduced. Pollock, an American artist, is known as an absurd expressionist. This is the best painting in his absurd series. The work was published in the August 1949 issue of Life, launching Jackson Pollock's career. Number 5. Nafia Fai Poipo by Paul Gauguin. Paul Gauguin made his first trip to Tahiti in 1891, beginning his lifelong love affair with the island and its women. He painted this famous painting in the post-impressionist style a year later. The oil painting depicts two young women sitting in a lush blue, green, and gold landscape. The painting's title means "When Will You Marry?" The name, on the other hand, is amusing. Gauguin spent some of his life in Tahiti in 1892, and this painting is entirely based on his experiences there. Gauguin assimilated into the community and married Tehaumana, a young girl most likely the model for his paintings. The royal family of Qatar paid $210 million for this piece in 2015. The painting was on display at the Fondation Bel Air in Rian until June 28, 2015. Number 4. The Card Players by Paul Cezanne. Paul Cezanne's famous oil painting is one of 5 variations on the same theme of men sitting at a table and playing cards he created throughout his career. Cezanne spent a significant amount of time researching the subject. The number of people seated, the location of the game, and even the size of the canvases varied between versions. In 2011, the Qatari royal family purchased this painting from the private collection of Greek shipping magnate George Ambirikos. They spent a whopping $250 million on it. It was the most expensive piece of art ever sold at the time. What will the price of the Card Players painting be in 2022? With inflation, this painting is worth $301.2 million today. Number 3. Interchange by Willem de Kooning. The Dutch-American painter Willem de Kooning created this famous abstract expressionism work in 1955. Abstract Expressionism, widely regarded as America's first modern art movement, was pioneered by artists such as de Kooning and Jackson Pollock. The artist's subject matter has shifted from painting women to painting abstract urban landscapes. Franz Kline was instrumental in convincing de Kooning to abandon his often violent brushstrokes in favor of more rapid and gestural movements. The large pink mass in the center of the composition serves as the painting's focal point. It depicts a reclining woman. Kenneth C. Griffin purchased the oil painting from the David Geffen Foundation in September 2015 for $300 million. When adjusted for inflation, the painting's value is estimated to be $328 million. Number 2. Salvatore Mundy by Leonardo da Vinci. This piece by Leonardo da Vinci, painted in the 1500s, was frequently overlooked due to its authenticity. The art world was divided over whether it was da Vinci's original work or the work of one of his talented students. It was thought for many years to be another artist's copy of a lost da Vinci painting. Still, when it was restored in 2006, many noticeable techniques characteristic of the master's work became clearer, and it was reattributed to him. Before it was auctioned, the painting had been displayed at the National Gallery in London for 5 years. It fetched $450 million at a Christie's auction in 2017. The piece was purchased by His Highness Sheikh Mohammed bin Salman Al Saud, Crown Prince of Saudi Arabia, through his Minister of Culture. The painting was scheduled to be shown at the Louvre Abu Dhabi, but it was later cancelled. According to the Wall Street Journal, it was held on a Saudi prince's yacht and reserved for display at Saudi Arabia's Future Cultural Center in Alula. Number 1. Mona Lisa by Leonardo da Vinci. Leonardo da Vinci's Mona Lisa is, without a doubt, the most valuable painting in history. Although it's considered priceless, we can calculate a numerical value by looking at the painting's insurance value. The masterpiece was appraised at $100 million in 1962. After accounting for inflation, that would amount to $860 million in 2022. The Mona Lisa, one of the most well-known paintings, is a lovely portrait thought to be of Lisa Gherardini, the spouse of a Florentine cloth merchant, Francesco del Giocondo. Because of its pricelessness, the only way to see it is at the Louvre Museum in Paris. But always be prepared for huge crowds if you're planning to pay a visit. So that's all for today's video. If you made it this far, click the subscribe button and hit the bell icon for more awesome content. Thanks for watching!